Hey, welcome back to the shop. Today I'm going to throw out a video on axes. Not brand specific or collection of axes, but how to sharpen an axe. The reason I'm throwing this video out, I recently got my son his very first axe for Christmas. And he was off helping his grandfather split some wood, and in doing so, he had an overstrike. Hit a rock or a paver or something. But he damaged the edge on his axe, and he was pretty distraught about it. Called me up. I said, "Hey, we'll take care of it. Don't worry about it. Bring it over, and we'll get it sharpened, and you can get her back in the wood." And as he came over, I realized, you know what? He had watched me sharpen an axe, but I had never actually sat down and taught him the technique by which you sharpen an axe. And watching him kind of struggle as he was starting to do it himself, I thought, you know what, this might be a good video to throw out. There may be some other people out there that have never learned or have been taught to sharpen an axe. So today I'm going to run you through how I sharpen an axe. There's many different ways to sharpen an axe, many different techniques. I'm going to show you what I do. And yeah, let's get to it. All right. First step in sharpening an axe is you've got to find some way to hold the axe securely so that you don't end up damaging the axe, damaging or injuring yourself, and you're securing the axe so that you can put a consistent edge on the axe. So this is what I use. If you've watched some of my prior videos, I'm big on vices. I have a ton of them, and this is just one of the ways in which I use my vices in my shop. I have a woodworker's clamp that I have clamped into my machinist vise. This clamp, I have cut out a groove top and bottom, and I use it for other things, but one of the reasons I have this in here is to hold the handle for my axe. So I'll show you how that works, but for me, this is just a real simple and easy way to hold the axe securely so that I can put a good edge on my axes. These woodworking clamps you can find just about anywhere. Probably the cheapest and easiest place to find one is if you've got a Harbor Freight near you. I don't remember exactly how much they were last time I was there, but they're not much at all. And they have two handles on them, handle on one side, and then I've got the other handle down here, and you just get it close, and then once you've got the axe in there, you just use the one handle to tighten it down and secure it. I'll show you how that works. Okay, so we're just going to take the axe handle, insert it into the clamp, and then clamp her down about as tight as you can get it. That's not going anywhere. All right, before we get going, I just wanted to address something. You're going to probably see this head moving quite a bit as I am filing. And that, as you can probably tell, is because I've got a lot of handles sticking out here, but I don't really have an option because the end of the handle is up against my wall. So while I typically use a machinist vise with a woodworking clamp, I don't typically use this machinist vise. I use this machinist vise. But you can see I've got a problem with chainsaws, and I really didn't want to move all my chainsaws to get to that vise. So that is why I am using this vise. So just know that when you secure your axe into a clamp like this, you're going to want to get that clamp up as far as you can to the head so that you prevent a lot of what you're going to see probably in this video, which is the axe head moving. That's not going to bother me. I don't know how many axes I've sharpened in my day, quite a few, but as a beginner, that's just not something that you're going to want to be dealing with. So again, get the clamp as close to the axe head as you possibly can so that you can prevent that. All right, let's get going. All right, what do I use to sharpen my axe? I use a file. Just any old typical file. I think this is a Nicholson file. I've pretty much used Nicholson files my entire life. This axe has got an overstrike here. I lent this axe to my son, my other son, and obviously there was an overstrike and something was struck in the wood. I put this in a vise and started sharpening it not too long ago, just on this one side, and I think I got distracted and never did finish it. When you're filing your axe head, it's better to err on a steep rake than a shallow rake. And the reason behind that is you want as much material behind your edge to support that edge. If you have a shallow rake on your file, that's going to be an edge more akin to a knife, and it's not going to be as durable. So again, if you're going to overfile in one direction, it's better to overfile with a steep rake than not. Okay? General rule of thumb, when you get an axe, just follow the factory edge and you'll probably be just fine. Okay? So consistency is the key. When I start, and it's going to come in time for you as you gain muscle memory, but you want your strokes to just be consistent so that when you're going around on this edge, the edge is consistent all the way around. It's going to take some work to get this one edge overstrike out of here, so I'm going to have some work to get this thing done, but we'll have it by the end of this video for sure. So you can see I've already got some of that out. I'm going to turn this over because I think most of the damage is on the other side. So let me turn this over, reposition you, and we'll start in on the other side. All right, I've got the axe turned around. We'll start in on this other edge. I mean, that's pretty bad. So we're going to have to take, like I said, quite a bit of material off here. Again, the key is consistency with your stroke, the angle of your stroke. We're starting to get that worked out there. Like I said, most of the damage was on this side. So one of the things my son was kind of having a problem with was holding the file. I typically hold on the end of the file and then up here, and I control my stroke. So once I get everything going, I'm down and up, down and up, down and up. Okay? You can see on there that edge is starting to just really work itself around. I've got a little bit more to do on that other side. I've got quite a bit off on that side, so I'm going to flip the axe around and we'll get to it on the other side again. So you can see how we're starting to work that out. We're getting somewhere. You saw me bang my file. All I'm doing is I'm getting the shavings out of my file. If you don't do that, it'll just clog up the file. So every now and again, just bang it. So you can see that edge. We're getting there. We're almost there. Flip it back around the other side, and I think we're going to be pretty close to having it. Takes some work to get that edge out of there, that overstrike. All right, we're all done. It's turned out pretty good, about 5 minutes in. This was our bad edge right here. And you can see clearly that we got that all worked out. See these small pieces of metal down here? Don't sweat those. It's nothing that you need to be concerned about. That's just you moving steel from one side to the other as you're filing. One or two swings into the wood, and those will be gone. They are sharp, they will cut you though. You can see up here I carry a fairly uniform edge, and that's not something I'm trying to do. That just comes with my technique and my muscle memory, just doing it as long as I have. So don't be worried about this edge up here and making this look pretty. Be more worried about your technique and your filing and being consistent with getting a good edge down here, and this edge will come. So don't sweat this. But like I said, about 5 minutes into this, that's all it took to get that out, and that was pretty bad on this edge. It's quite a bit of material I had to take off to get rid of that. So anyway, thanks for joining me today. I hope that helped. Like I said, it's something that my son's working on. He's getting better and better every day that he comes over and gets to sharpening his axe. So I hope this helped you out. I try and sharpen my axes at least once or twice a year, so you do the same, and I appreciate you watching. I'll catch you on the next video.